Global Steel Services is a state-of-the-art metal fabrication plant. They manufacture precision-made metal parts for construction, cladding, sheet metal, sign supplies, and many other uses. They make purlins and metal decking of any size. They specialize in customizing any structure to suit your unique needs. Visit them at 42.5 miles on the George Price Highway or give them a call at 671-4118. Global Steel Services, leading the way in steel structures in Belize.
I wear my mask to protect my fellow Belizeans.
I wear my mask to protect the elderly.
I wear my mask to protect my baby.
I wear my mask so we can get back to school.
A mask to protect nurses and doctors.
To protect my unborn child.
The people with compromised immune system.
Ni usarish pat balku kretik ak alekbib ut heb hin common.
One Julia, we are very happy. One against.
大家的安全，我们应该都戴口罩。
मैं अपना मास्क मेरे काम पे और हर जगह जिधर मैं जाती हूँ मैं पहनती हूँ अपने दूसरों और अपने परिवार की रक्षा के लिए.
Porque me cuido y cuido a los demás, también uso la máscara cuando hago ejercicio.
Company is one of the leading companies in the production of breakfast cereals. Look for their products in stores near you. Golden Food Products, distributed in Belize exclusively by Racina's Imports.
At West-Trac Belize City, we are looking to help you save both your time and money. We've also improved our stock levels to ensure we have everything you might need for your automotive or agricultural needs. Additionally, West-Trac has added heavy-duty and industrial parts to keep your trucks and equipment running. At West-Trac Belize City, we understand that your time is important, so we want to bring our services to you at your convenience. Now you can simply send us a message on WhatsApp or Facebook and we will be right there to help with any questions you may have.
Belize Rural Central is tired of the neglect. There has been no development in the education sector. Land distribution is non-existent except for cronies. We have no affordable housing programs, no creation of employment, and our health system is lacking, and the crime rate just keeps going up. Where are all the promises you made to the people? As a matter of fact, where have you been? We are all tired of this. It's been enough. On elections day, we will vote blue because we have the power of change in our hands.
Did you know when you retire, the Sagicor plan pays? When your child needs a college fund, the Sagicor plan pays. When you pass away, the Sagicor plan pays. If you become critically ill or disabled, the Sagicor plan pays. The Sagicor plan always pays.
I had a really good time tonight.
So did I.
Life moves fast. Be prepared with Sagicor. Learn more at sagicorlife.com.
Good morning and welcome to Morning Matters. Our guest this morning is Miss Nikki Quiros. She is an entrepreneur and mother of 4, amongst many other things. Nikki, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Nikki, for the ones that may not know, we brought Nikki here today so that she can share her life's journey. We feel that her story is definitely one of an overcomer. When you listen, you will understand why. Nikki, let's start by learning a little bit about your early childhood. Where did you grow up?
Well, I'm officially a village girl. I was born and raised in the beautiful village of Barrelboom. It's known as the gateway to the Belize River Valley. And I went away for a little while, but I am back here now, where I was officially raised by my parents.
Okay, what was it like growing up in your household? How many siblings do you have?
There were four of us, and I'm the only girl, so I can say that I was very spoiled, being the only daughter. Kind of hectic because that's the reason why I became a chef. My mom is a nurse. She's a rural health nurse in charge of the health center here in Borough. And so being the only girl, a lot of the responsibilities to cook was left on me.
What did you have dreams of becoming when you were young?
I was actually expected to become a nurse like my mom.
Was that an expectation that was imposed on you or one that you had placed for yourself?
I wanted to be a nurse. I admire my mom and what she does, and I see in what capacity she serves the village. And I see that the respect that the villagers have for her. And I really admired that and I wanted that for myself at first. But then afterwards, I don't know what changed, but I didn't want to do it again. I decided I wanted to cook instead.
Before you got here, you had some bumps on the way. And I want to discuss the bumps because I want people to see that it doesn't matter what the bumps are in the road once you take your time and you get through them. You tell me a little bit about your schooling. Which schools did you go?
Well, first I attended the primary school up here in Barrelboom, the Barrelboom Methodist School. And in my last 2 years, I was transferred to All Saints Primary School in Belize City because my parents felt that it would have been better exposure for me to finish primary school in the city. So I was transferred there and then I went to Palote High School. And after finishing school, I kind of dropped out.
Why did you, what form were you in and why did you decide to leave school?
I was in second form when I thought that I didn't want to go to school anymore. And I told my parents that, I didn't want to go to school. And it had a lot to do with bullying and peer pressure. It had a whole lot to do with bullying. I felt that I couldn't handle it anymore. And I actually ran away from home. I crumbled under peer pressure and I just left.
What was some of the pressures? I mean, I would imagine now that to a great degree you are past those pressures. And the same way you were suffering them, then I'm sure that some child now is suffering and they can learn from this conversation. What was one of the big pressures that you faced and by who? You don't have to give me the individual's name, but was it a student? By who?
It was more than one student. It was a few. There was a few. And a few of them were right from here, right from the village. It might seem petty to some people now, but at the time it was not for me because I mean your body image is a big part of your confidence at that age. And it was mostly about being obese. I suffered a great deal because of that. I felt that the things that were said to me did not make me good enough. And so I did not want to be seen in the public eye anymore. And I decided I did not want to go to school because that was where I was facing a lot of the bullying on the school bus. At school, it was pretty rough.
And you came home and told your mom, I can't handle this anymore. Did you just explain to her what was happening in your life?
Actually, no. I just left home because I told her I didn't want to go back to school, and then she did not agree with that. She wasn't in agreement with that. She thought that I needed to go back to school, and I said, well, if you're going to force me, I'm not going, and I just left home.
How old were you?
I was 13.
Where does a 13-year-old go when she leaves home? I mean, for me, I'm 40 plus, and if I'm to leave here, I don't know where I would go.
We were in an abandoned house actually. It was me and another young lady that was living in the village at the time, and she knew where an abandoned house was. And she had some money and I had some money saved, and we decided that we were going to stay at that abandoned house.
Nikki, I mean, I know your parents. I know that you come from the Creole would I say you come from good stock. You have responsible, respectable parents.
I do.
You're not accustomed to living hard life. I mean, I can't imagine that you live on the floor, you eat well left, you ate good meals, you have good structure, your parents are, like I said, upstanding citizens. Why would you leave that comfort to risk your entire life?
It's mostly because I knew that my mother was not going to budge from the fact that I did not want to go back to school and she wanted me to go.
And you felt that putting yourself as homeless was a better option?
I felt that not being there was a better option.
How long did you keep this up?
Not long, 3 days. Not long, because like you said, I'm not accustomed to that. So I actually saw an interview on Channel 7 where my parents were on the news asking me to come back home. And so I came back.
What was that experience like for you when you were out of your home for 3 days? It fly the bite. It's not an easy, it's like camping, but worse.
Right. It was not easy. It wasn't easy. So it wasn't hard to make the decision to come back.
When you went back, what happened?
Pretty much nothing changed. My parents told me you have to go back to school. I got the whole without an education, you're nobody's speech. And so I decided that I didn't have a choice. And so I had to go back.
You went back to which school?
I went to ACC for a year. And then I went into night school.
But what was your mental state like then? How were you coping? Because the realities were still there, the pressures were still there, the demons were still in your space. And I mean, most parents, especially back in those days, weren't too concerned with that. You have to go to school, you have to get on the bus, you have to do that, and that's what you're going to do. So how did you cope with your reality?
Honestly, I can say now at this age that I think that is what started to make me strong, because even though I still had to face it, and it was even worse because of me running away from home and having to go back and face those people and get bullied about that too. So it was even worse. But there are some people now that look at me and say that you are strong. And there are some people that look at me and say, you know really, in accurate terms, you don't really have the kind of confidence. But that is because those people don't know my story. So they see two sides of me. Some people see one side and some people see it as another thing. Because I'm a reserved person and I look before I talk and listen before I move and stuff like that, they don't really know why. But it's about time I tell my story. The bullying then made me the person that I am today. And that is mainly what this is all about, I guess. Pushing and fighting so that young women that are going through the same thing that I went through can understand that things like that should not deter you from being somebody in life.
It's funny that you say that, because you were born somebody. You don't need their validation to be somebody.
I was born somebody, but society and peer pressure and bullying made me feel like I was nobody. And I had to build myself back up. I'm still not 100%. Some people would say that, I'm still not 100%, but I'm trying, because just the same life has still been showing me some hard blows of recently, and I have to deal with it and I have to overcome it. But I have 4 beautiful kids at home, and I can't give up with all the hardships that are being thrown my way. I can't give up. And at this point right now, I can say that I'm not the best, but I'm okay.
Nikki, we're going to walk through this slowly. And the reason we're going to walk through this slowly is because it's going to take some time. And I have to say again, thank you for volunteering your time to come and share. Because through this conversation, I can see that you are still in a place where you, like all of us, we need a little assurance. But no, I want you to know that why I chose you is because I saw something great in you. When I went to your store, I saw you as the success that you are. I did not know your story. I did not know where you were coming from. But when I look at you, I see a success. And I wanted people to see that success. I want people to recognize that if we try long and hard enough, we will make it. And trust me, you are well. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll be coming back with a little bit more about you. In the next segment, I want to talk about some of the life change choices that you made that have impacted your life both for the better and for the worse. We're going to take a break.
Dolores Valderramos Garcia is a leader that leads by example. Life was not always easy for her, but she excelled. Thus, she can relate to citizens that come from different walks of life. She has always been of great support to our communities and is committed to create growth and opportunities for the people of Belize Rural Central. She has always been very supportive of children and their education, and has organized Christmas and back-to-school programs and contributed to various school projects. Looking out for the elderly has also been one of her passions, and takes every opportunity she has to listen and honor them in any possible way. She believes in the great artistic and athletic potential of our new generation and has supported sport teams and marching bands. Partnering with village councils has allowed her to participate in the cleaning of drainage, parks, sporting facilities, and repairs of roads and bus shelters. For more information on these and many more projects, we invite you to like and follow us on our Facebook pages. On November 11th, partner with us and let's all grow together. Change is in your hands.
New Buildings Limited is the company of choice when it comes to design, fabricating, and erection of wide-span metal buildings in Belize. At New Buildings, we have a team of well-trained professionals that can produce the most innovative and durable metal structures. Be it domestic or industrial buildings, we can get it done for you. We have put together some of the most outstanding metal structures in the country. We also do estimates and consulting. Visit New Buildings in Spanish Lookout or give them a call at 631-8723 or 610-5185. New Buildings Limited, the experts when it comes to metal structures in Belize. Delmart Hardware, Ladyville's best spot for all the tools and supplies needed for home improvements and construction. Delmart has a highly experienced staff, always ready and willing to go that extra mile. Delmart also has an enormous selection of anything you need for home improvement projects and gardening. And to help you start your garden, we even carry black soil. With our delivery service, we can get your items delivered directly to your construction site and our homes. Delmart Hardware. Visit them on Paris Road in Ladyville or give them a call at 225-2102. Delmart Hardware, providing true value to its customers. P-Tech has been in Belize now for more than 6 years. We specialize in residential and industrial high-quality glass windows and doors.
I chose P-Tech windows because they're the highest quality I can get.
I chose P-Tech windows because I'm quite impressed about the way they're manufactured. These are double pane glasses. They're called low E. That keeps out a lot of the heat.
Check us out at p-tek.com or give us a call at 671-3842. Hey girl, how you doing? With all that's going on, I needed something to add some color to my day, and Sawyer Paints did it for me. With their wide variety and low prices, I've been able to beautify my space both inside and out. Oh wow, do you know if they have paints for metal? They have paints for everything. They can also mix any color you want. You can visit them at number 12 Douglas Jones Street in Belize City, or if you wish, you can WhatsApp them at 673-3400 to place your order. They can arrange delivery for you wherever you are in the country. Sawyer Paints, exceptional quality at an affordable price.
Me and my Marie Sharp in Brooklyn, New York.
Me and my Marie Sharps in Lake.
Me and my Marie Sharp in St. John's, Canada.
Me and my Marie Sharp, Weda, Guyana.
Me and my Marie Sharp in Chicago.
Me and my Marie Sharp at Hertfordshire, England.
Me and my Marie Sharps in Taipei, Taiwan.
Marie Sharp, world-class products produced in Belize.
I chose Galen because of its strong reputation, great scholarships.
I came because I can take all my classes online.
Because Galen University opens doors to the outside world.
Their course offering in tourism.
It gives me more opportunity to become who I want to be.
If you want to connect with your inner champion to make the world a better place, then Galen is right for you.
I choose Happy Cow cheese because of its perfect portion sizes, and I can travel with it.
Because it's nice and soft and creamy, and it goes smooth on your bread.
I choose Happy Cow cheese because I eat it with my beans. I eat it with my fried jack. And you know why? Because it's nice.
Most of all, when you're on the plane, you know they only give you some crackers, and you could just take one out and enjoy it with Happy Cow cheese.
I'm Miss Baker, and I choose Happy Cow cheese because it goes well with all the stuff I bake.
Happy Cow cheese. Look for it in a store near you. Distributed in Belize exclusively by Emilio Ahmad and Sons Limited.
Here at Coop Sheet Metal, we believe our job is very essential in serving our customers. And that is just one reason why visiting us is an experience to be remembered.
Here at Coop Sheet Metal, we have a reliable fleet of trucks. We specialize in countrywide delivery of all our material.
Coop Sheet Metal is a family business that was started by my grandfather, who even had many of his machines hand-built decades ago to make our products the most reliable in Belize. Come visit us at our new facility on Iguana Creek Road, just past the Belize River leading to Spanish Lookout.
Welcome back to Morning Matters. Nikki Quiros in with us this morning, sharing her life's journey. Nikki, you said something somewhere in the middle of the first segment that your story. And while I am aware that I'm getting a portion of your story, what do you mean when you say the people don't know my story?
I think it's mostly because my parents protected me for some time. So a lot of what I went through as a teenager is not known to the public because they never went around telling everybody that, you know, I was bullied by other kids in the village or that I didn't have any self-esteem because of it. So people just looked at me and felt that, oh, she a badly girl because she run away from home and, you know, you have good parents and why do parents that? You know, that kind of thing. So to some people in the village, they look at me as weird but they don't really know what happened, why I did what I did. So to anybody watching this from Barraboom, now you guys know.
Well, now we all know. And you know, you only had the mind of a 13-year-old when you were 13. That's just the reality. Now you have the mind of a 32-year-old because you are 13. And that is the difference. In this segment, I want to talk a little bit about some of the choices, some of your early life choices. How old were you when you had your first child?
I was 18 years old. I got married at 18. Unbeknown to me, I was pregnant when I got married. I didn't know that. And I decided to go back to school that same year. And I had to drop out of school again because I was pregnant.
Was that a happy relationship for you?
At first it was. For the first 2 years it was.
And that relationship
was okay. The relationship
produced how many children?
2.
2 children. And if I may, what caused the demise of that marriage? Why did it end? Was it just that you grew apart, you married too early?
Oh, that's when it all went downhill with the second child. With the second child, that relationship became rough after 2 years. Because after 2 years, he started to cheat and drink and all of the bad stuff that goes along with drinking, abuse, all of it. And so when I got pregnant with the little girl, he was not around for the most part. He was camping out district and working. And when he came back home, he decided that he was going to cheat. And because he wanted to cheat, man have to find that excuse for why I cheat by you with my wife. So he told the girl that the baby was not his. And he stuck to that story and he left. But he left, and the real reason why he left is because at 3 months of pregnancy, I had a threatened miscarriage, and the doctors put me on bed rest. And the doctors explained to him that I would not be able to have any sexual activity. I couldn't do anything. I had to stay there and just get up to go to the bathroom, walk around a little bit, and go back to lay down. And he said, that's not going to fly. You are of no use to me at this point. And he left. And then he told the girl that it's because the baby isn't his.
How do you overcome all of that, considering where you were coming from? You already came from a challenged environment or a challenged situation where there was bullying. You found yourself in a relationship that was less than appealing or desirable. And
not just a relationship, Rhonda, a marriage.
Yeah,
at this point, he was my husband.
Was like hell, if you will. How do you recover from that? Better than that, what does that do for your self-esteem and your self-confidence?
Actually, for the remainder of that pregnancy, I stayed locked inside my mom's house. I barely came out. I barely came out. And it might be good to mention here that I am a type 1 diabetic and a hypertensive. So during my pregnancy, I am very sick. Very, very sick. And I had nobody at my side but my mom and my dad.
I don't tell you I have some super parents.
I do. At the age of 32 now that I know much better than before, I can honestly say that I don't think that there's anyone like my parents, especially my mom.
When you start to rise up, after all the turmoil and all the stress, if you will, leaving the relationship.
That first rough relationship / marriage was the start of everything bad.
What do you
mean? Because when I left that marriage, I went into another relationship with another abusive person. And that relationship was even worse because in that relationship, I lost 2 pregnancies at the hand of abuse. I lost a set of twins and I lost another child.
Wow. I mean, I look at you now and I say, how do you do it?
A lot of people, the couple people that know the story have asked me the same question, and my only answer can be is that I look at my kids and I tell myself that I can't give up.
What made you stay when you stayed for that? How long were you in that relationship?
The second relationship,
Yeah.
like 3 years.
What made you stay for 3 years?
I was threatened that I couldn't leave. I can say now that because I've left that he was a gang member. So I couldn't leave.
So you had to wait until he was ready to leave you?
Actually, the way how I left is kind of the inspiring part.
How did you leave?
The way how I left was I went to the Keys to work. I got a job at Royal Palm Island Resort. And I went to work there, and being out in the Keys, you have to camp out there for like 3 weeks and come home for like 4 days and then go back again for like 3 more weeks. And if they have guests coming in back to back, sometimes you're out there 2 months before you can come home. But after being out there for a couple months, that's where I met someone, and he was the bodyguard of the lady that owned the island. He changed my entire perspective on life. And he taught me what it was to be a woman again, and that you could be loved. And he showed my children what it was to be loved by someone you call dad. He changed back everything. He was my complete 360. And I lost him last year to a road traffic accident. Sorry.
You don't have anything to be sorry for. The more I hear your story, the more I have to say thank you for volunteering. The night when I went to your place, I had no idea that we would be having this kind of conversation. I could not imagine. And when I read the information that you sent me, again, none of this came out, so I would not have known. But you knew, and you were still willing to share. So I say thank you. You've had quite some blows, Nikki. But still, when you sit in front of me, I see an overcomer and somebody that has persevered.
It hurts because before I lost him, I was with him for quite a number of years. And the year before I lost him, I carried a child for him to full term. Had the child. Actually, my mother was very, very vigilant with my health care. She tried to make sure that I got the best possible health care. So I moved back into my mom's house for the last few months of that pregnancy so she could take care of me. And I had the baby and everything. But the health care that I got at KHMH was horrible. I was seeing a private doctor. I won't call his name because I'm actually in a lawsuit with KHMH because of that. So I can't really give a lot of details, but I can say, while some people can say that they get excellent healthcare at KHMH, I got the worst possible care you can imagine. I went through a lot with them, and I ended up losing that child to neglect. So a year before I lost our child, and a year after, the dad went behind.
We're going to take a break and be back.
Dolores Valderramos Garcia is a leader that leads by example. Life was not always easy for her, but she excelled. Thus, she can relate to citizens that come from different walks of life. She has always been of great support to our communities and is committed to create growth and opportunities for the people of Belize Rural Central. She has always been very supportive of children and their education, and has organized Christmas and back-to-school programs and contributed to various school projects. Looking out for the elderly has also been one of her passions, and takes every opportunity she has to listen and honor them in any possible way. She believes in the great artistic and athletic potential of our new generation and has supported sport teams and marching bands. Partnering with village councils has allowed her to participate in the cleaning of drainage, parks, sporting facilities, and repairs of roads and bus shelters. For more information on these and many more projects, we invite you to like and follow us on our Facebook pages. On November 11th, partner with us and let's all grow together. Change is in your hands.
New Buildings Limited is the company of choice when it comes to design, fabricating, and erection of wide-span metal buildings in Belize. At New Buildings, we have a team of well-trained professionals that can produce the most innovative and durable metal structures. Be it domestic or industrial buildings, we can get it done for you. We have put together some of the most outstanding metal structures in the country. We also do estimates and consulting. Visit New Buildings in Spanish Lookout or give them a call at 631-8723 or 610-5185. New Buildings Limited, the experts when it comes to metal structures in Belize. Delmart Hardware, Ladyville's best spot for all the tools and supplies needed for home improvements and construction. Delmart has a highly experienced staff, always ready and willing to go that extra mile. Delmart also has an enormous selection of anything you need for home improvement projects and gardening. And to help you start your garden, we even carry black soil. With our delivery service, we can get your items delivered directly to your construction site and our homes. Delmart Hardware. Visit them on Paris Road in Ladyville or give them a call at 225-2102. Delmart Hardware, providing true value to its customers. P-Tech has been in Belize now for more than 6 years. We specialize in residential and industrial high-quality glass windows and doors.
I chose P-Tech windows because they're the highest quality I can get.
I chose P-Tech windows because I'm quite impressed about the way they're manufactured. These are double pane glasses. They're called low E. That keeps out a lot of the heat.
Check us out at p-tek.com or give us a call at 671-3842. Hey girl, how you doing? With all that's going on, I needed something to add some color to my day, and Sawyer Paints did it for me. With their wide variety and low prices, I've been able to beautify my space both inside and out. Oh wow, do you know if they have paints for metal? They have paints for everything. They can also mix any color you want. You can visit them at number 12 Douglas Jones Street in Belize City, or if you wish, you can WhatsApp them at 673-3400 to place your order. They can arrange delivery for you wherever you are in the country. Sawyer Paints, exceptional quality at an affordable price.
Me and my Marie Sharp in Brooklyn, New York.
Me and my Marie Shops in Lake.
Me and my Marie Sharp in St. John's, Canada.
Me and my Marie Shop, Weira, Guyana.
Me and my Marie Sharp in Chicago.
Me and my Marie Shop that are Hertfordshire, England.
Me and my Marie Sharps in Taipei, Taiwan.
Marie Sharp, world-class products produced in Belize.
I chose Galen because of its strong reputation, great scholarships.
I came because I can take all my classes online.
Because Galen University opens doors to the outside world.
Their course offering in tourism.
It gives me more opportunity to become who I want to be.
If you want to connect with your inner champion to make the world a better place, then Galen is right for you.
I choose Happy Cow cheese because of its perfect portion sizes, and I can travel with it.
Because it's nice and soft and creamy, and it goes smooth on your bread.
I choose Happy Cow cheese because I eat it with my beans. I eat it with my fried jack. And you know why? Because it's nice.
Most of all, when you're on the plane, you know they only give you some crackers and you could just take one out and enjoy it with Happy Cow cheese.
I'm Miss Baker, and I choose Happy Cow cheese because it goes well with all the stuff I bake.
Happy Cow Cheese. Look for it in a store near you. Distributed in Belize exclusively by Emilio Ahmad and Sons Limited.
Here at Coop Sheet Metal, we believe our job is very essential in serving our customers. And that is just one reason why visiting us is an experience to be remembered.
Here at Coop Sheet Metal, we have a reliable fleet of trucks. We specialize in countrywide delivery of all our material.
Coop Sheet Metal is a family business that was started by my grandfather, who even had many of his machines hand-built decades ago to make our products the most reliable in Belize. Come visit us at our new facility on Iguana Creek Road, just past the Belize River leading to Spanish Lookout.
Welcome back to the third and final segment of Morning Matters. Nikki Quiros, you're the biggest surprise I've had for a long time. I have to say. Your story has evoked some real emotions inside of me, and I'm sure that it has done so as well for our viewers, because a lot of us can see portions of ourselves through your story. But like a lot of people who are making changes, a lot of people are still where you were. They're still in those relationships that are less than desirable, and they can't leave because they don't know how. You were fortunate that I have to say God took you out of it, because your own willpower would not have done it. But in sharing that, I am hoping that other people look for other opportunities to get out of it. But now you're in a better place. You are in a place where you went back to school. When did you go back to school? Let's start with that.
After I had my second child, I went to finish.
Okay, and you went to finish as what? What did you study?
I actually was still going to do nursing. So I went back to do the human and social biology course so that I could do the CXC to go and do nursing, but something changed my mind and I went and I studied business. And here I am today. Came in handy.
Very handy. It definitely did. Today you are the owner of a little restaurant in Boom, but it's not just any restaurant. It has quite a variety, and it is like, it's not like, like I would say, it's not street food. It has food price because it's good price, but it's not street food per se. It's well prepared, it has presentation, it's tasty, and you have variety. What made you decide to venture into this business? Because I know that you had worked for many people in this scope of work before. What made you say, you know what? I think I can do this myself.
It's been in the works for quite some time. Before Charles died, I was almost at the point of opening a restaurant in Belmopan. And at his demise, that all went down the drain. So I had to go back to working for people. And in that course, in like a year and change, I met somebody new. Actually, that's a whole other story, because I lost him and he lost the mother of his child to cancer. And so we got together, can say probably to talk as friends and to comfort each other through that time. And we ended up staying together in a relationship. So I live with that person now. And he has been although it's been trying, he's as hard-headed as I am. He's been trying, but he has been a very big support in what I'm doing right now. I work for two different sets of people in that time period. After this COVID thing, and after being pushed by my other half, I decided that I would do my own business.
So here you are now.
And that's how I ended up here.
What has that experience been like?
Rough. Opening your own business is not easy, but if you have the support of the people around you that care about you, it makes it bearable and it makes it doable because they don't allow you to give up. And I can definitely say that about Bryant because quite a number of times I have wanted to give up before this place opened up.
What made you want to give up?
The frustration of getting everything together and at first it was finding a decent worker. I ended up with 2 good ones. And the process of going through the red tape, getting things together, because like it or not, and I don't know who will be offended by this, but our system is not easy. It's not as easy as people think to get your own business up and running when you have to deal with the legalities and deal with permits and all of that stuff. Because it's not, if you're going to do a business and do it legit, you have to go through a lots of processes. It's not like some people that just throw a food stand by the roadside and pay city council a little fee to occupy that space. It's not that easy when you open an entire restaurant.
When you look at it now, is it worth it?
It is, because it was always my dream and it became a reality. And some days you're tired, you don't get sleep, you don't get rest. That part is rough. And the girls that work for me, it's even more so for them. I'm kind of letting them go through a little training right now. So I'm leaving them under my supervision to cook because they need to learn. So they're also tired, but it is worth it. It's worth it because you get a lot of good reviews and you get a lot of good compliments about your food. And for me, it's the sense of accomplishment of doing it where I came from. And it might again sound a little petty or I don't know how people would view it, but it's accomplishment for me because of how they looked at me when I was younger. To come back home where I came from and do something and show them that, I'm not the person that you all try to make me out to be.
When you were growing up, did you have any mentors?
Oh, definitely my mom. My mom. But if I don't know how to explain the person that my mother is. But to me, she's nothing short of a superhero. A lot of people wouldn't see that just looking at her as the nurse, but she has had to be the nurse, a mom, a grandmother, everything in one. For me, specifically, because I was the only girl, and I am a woman, I see what she has sacrificed for her family more than anybody else. She is the person that raised my kids for quite a number of years, having to work on offshore resorts. She raised my children. For me, that is a huge sacrifice in itself.
So, where can we find your restaurant and what is the name?
It's Nikki's Grab and Go Insiders Restaurant and Bar. And it's insider. It has insiders because there's a group on Facebook with thousands of members, which is headed by the person that I live with. And so we thought that we would make it sort of a refuge for people from that group. So people from that group can come here and get food at a discounted price because they're a part of that group.
What is that group?
It's Insiders. The name of the group is Insiders Belize Baddest Group. Not because they're bad, but because there's a lot of prominent people in that group as members. And the group is mostly to share insights on situations that occur in Belize on a daily basis. They share news, they share valuable information.
Okay.
That is the reason why there's the brand Insiders under the name of the restaurant. And it's found at the second entrance coming into Boom. If you're on the Boom Hatterville bypass, there's the first entrance at the bridge, the old entrance to Borough Boom. And then there's a second entrance at the back by the boatyard. It's right at the second entrance coming in. If you're coming from Belize City, it's on your right-hand side. And if you're coming from Hatterville, it's on the left. So if you're from Borough Boom, it's at the John Pan Bridge.
That's right, and you can't miss it. It's well painted. It's just perfect. It will stand out. You definitely are going to see it. Before we go, if there is somebody that's sitting or living in an abusive relationship, what would you say to him or her?
If it cannot be repaired, get out. Because once a person starts to hit you, and if they hit you once and they don't hit you again, it was probably frustration. They hit you more than once, it's not going to stop. It's only going to get worse. Don't stay, because I reached the point of almost dying. And if I was not strong enough, I would have.
For a young person out there that's struggling with body image and peer pressure, what would you say to him or her?
That's a tough one, because it took me years to get over that. You have to learn to love yourself. You have to get up one day and stand in the front of the mirror with all your clothes off and look at yourself and say that you are beautiful, that you're worth it, you're good enough for someone. Might not be the person that's bringing you down, but there's definitely someone out there that's going to look at you and say that you're beautiful. But you have to learn to tell yourself first. Because no matter how many people tell you, if you don't believe it, you'll never believe it from somebody else.
For somebody that's been waiting to open their business at the right time, what would you say to them?
Do it now. Now is always the right time.
Nikki, what is your greatest wish?
That one's a little bit emotional, but I'll tell you. To see my kids make it before life decides that I should go to my heavenly home. Because of the nature of my sickness, I know that a diabetic and hypertensive does not have a long lifespan. Sometimes, because of the nature of our sickness, we kick the bucket pretty early. And so I live with that mental state that I might not be here for a long time. So I want to, that's the whole point of this, to leave a legacy for my kids. To make sure that in the event that God decides to take me tomorrow, that they would be okay.
What are you most proud of?
What is mine?
What are you most proud of?
Me. Me. I think after going through depression and suicidal thoughts and abuse and womanizing and all the stuff, that I'm still here. And I tell myself sometimes, girl, you almost give up.
Me, I miss all of this.
Right.
Nikki, final words.
Sorry?
Any final words?
Carpe diem. Seize the day. In anything that you do, if you decide you want to do it, and I told you this the other night, if you think that you could do it or somebody asks you, never say no. The answer, and this was words from my grandfather, always say yes. If you can't see a way to do it now, find a way to do it. Do it the moment you decide you want to do it, because if you wait until tomorrow, tomorrow might never come. For me, a lot of tomorrows never came.
Nikki, I say thank you for stopping and sharing this morning with us. This has been quite an interesting conversation, and I'm hoping that somebody out there got something from you that they can walk away with and say, because of Nikki, I will make a better decision for my life.
There's a lot of people out there that live through my situation daily and they don't know how to get out or what to do about their situation. They feel like there's nothing better, that they have to stay. And that is not so. Even if you have to start back from the bottom in anything, in a relationship, in life, in business, in school, in anything, if you find yourself in a difficult situation and you think that you need to start over, it will be worth it. It will be worth it.
Nikki, thank you.
You're welcome.
Guys, until next time, I encourage you to have a lovely day. And like Nikki says, follow your dream and never give up. Again, Nikki, thank you. Global Steel Services is a state-of-the-art metal fabrication plant. They manufacture precision-made metal parts for construction, cladding, sheet metal, sign supplies, and many other uses. They make purlins and metal decking of any size. They specialize in customizing any structure to suit your unique needs. Visit them at 42.5 miles on the George Price Highway or give them a call at 671-4118. Global Steel Services, leading the way in steel structures in Belize.